Hello, good evening, and welcome to the long-awaited episode 2 of Jazz Up Your Day, Just Do One, where we'll have 8 top tips on happiness. So stay tuned as we go through our 8 tips on happiness.
So let's go straight in. Tip number 1, inside job. So happiness, it's down to you and nobody else. So this means it's our opportunity to choose wisely. You have the power. So 40% of our happiness comes from the things that we choose to do. And you can also use a variety of different tools as well. Mental toughness, meditation, and gratitude with attitude.
Oh, that's just lovely. But in at number 2, really easy to do, and it's free. Smile. I know. So when you smile, your brain releases tiny little teeny molecules called neuropeptides to help fight off stress. Then other neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins, or as we like to call it, dolphins, come into play as well. So the endorphins act as a mild pain relief, whereas the serotonin is an antidepressant. So, tip number 2, smile. It's cheap. Well, it costs nothing, so just do it.
Fantastic. So tip number 3, avoid social comparison. So I'm often on the social media, looking at Facebook, thinking, oh my days, look at them. They've got fantastic hair. They've got a beautiful house. They're going on that amazing holiday. They never fall out with the partner. And actually, I don't think all that's true. So we do use social comparisons quite a lot, and we use them to compare ourselves to other people, whereas really we just need to stop doing that. So we know from the research that happy people avoid comparing themselves to others. A couple of ways to do it. Reduce your social media time. I know, but it works. And also focus on what's good in your life. So those are the key things, to reduce social media and focus on what is good in your life.
Tip number 4, be creative. So creativity can help lower stress and anxiety and give you a sense of purpose. According to a recent study publicised in the Journal of Positive Psychology, engaging in creative activities contributes to an upward spiral, and don't we all love an upward spiral, of positive emotions, psychological well-being, and feelings of flourishing in life. So, get your crayons out, get a little bit of a pad, and draw something, or do whatever you fancy to be creative. That's tip number 4.
I'm doing that right now. So tip number 5, don't push happiness away. So this is something that we do when we're feeling a little bit overwhelmed. We push that happiness away and forget to think about what makes us happy. So with your crayons, make a list about what brings you joy in your life. This way, you'll move towards happiness and not away from it. Another ways to increase this is to broaden your experiences and your friendships, because we also know that those friendships and connections increase our well-being and reduce anxiety. And look for new adventures, and these bring positive changes in our brains. So look at the bigger picture. Life is still going on, and focus on the good parts.
So, my Lady Helen, is your glass half full or half empty?
Well, Mr. C, it is normally half full plus a bit, unless I'm drinking Van Rouge and I need a refill, and then I say it's half empty.
Now, you've surprised me there. I thought you were going to mention gin. I'm going to have to look up Van Rouge after this session. So, tip number 6 is have an optimistic mindset. Optimistic people are happier and healthier. Optimism is a mental attitude that influences our physical and mental health, as well as our ability to cope with our working life. Now, Martin Seligman, the godfather of positive psychology, has carried out an array of studies in this area and suggests that optimism can be learnt. So dunna ye worry. If you lean more towards the dark side of the force, pessimistic view, that can be changed. One of the things to be aware of is just check in with yourself during the day. Just stop, evaluate, how are you thinking? Are you giving yourself lots of negative messages? And if so, try and find a way to correct that. I like to just, if I'm thinking something negatively, just think the complete opposite of that. That will help me to create a more optimistic mindset.
And tip number 7, play, having fun. The fundamentals of life, we like to call it. And Damon Hill, the racing car driver, said that play is the gateway to joy. So it's good for our minds, bodies and social connections. We can reclaim a bit of space for ourselves, which is fantastic. And this releases endorphins and neurotransmitters, which help us to feel good. So we once had a big game of TIG at a conference, didn't we, Christian?
Oh,
we were laughing, running round, we felt free, we were moving differently. And how many people joined in that game, Christian?
Oh, let me just count. There was nobody. However, they were all looking out the window, wanting to join us. I could tell.
Yeah, they were, weren't they? Next time they'll join us. But we were having a great time. And the thing about play is that you're not setting yourself any goals, usually. You give yourself permission to play, and then you can get off and have a good time. But also another tip is to surround yourself with playful people. And on the work side, it's really good for productivity and developing team relationships too. So a couple of things that I like to do is I like to ask Duncan, the grumpy dog, his opinion, and I answer for him in Duncan's dog voice. And secondly, I like to ask Christian to tell me about his dreams about the magical realm where all good things happen, full of creativity.
Oh, I love the magical realm. I do. Just out of curiosity, how is Duncan the grumpy dog's voice?
It's a bit like this, Mum. Yeah.
Well,
it's squeakier than you would think.
I would have thought he'd sound more like Barry White.
No, and I'll ask him a question like, would you like to go for a walk? Yes, Mum, I really would.
Oh.
And that's how he talks, high-pitched.
Really? See, I have a Care Bear, my favourite Care Bear, bedtime bear, who I ask similar sort of things to, but he answers me in the head.
Oh.
So it's all very silent.
Oh. In your head?
In my head, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'll get him to work on answering in your head. Anyway,
okay.
That's an aside. Let's get on to tip number 8. That's tip number 8. Make a list of what makes you happy. A happy list is a great resource to have to recognise what brings you joy. It can work as a great reminder to do more of the things that you love, and also for the days that are not going perhaps so great, to remind you that there is good things out there and you have done them before. So making a happy list forces you to see just how much of the things make you happy, but also how many of those things are missing from your life. And once you realise if things are missing, you can then kickstart into reintroducing some of those. Happiness is like a lot of things, it needs practice. So people get good at what they pay attention to and do over and over again. Thus, therefore, this. If you make the time and space in your life to make yourself happy, and then do it again and again and again, you'll get better at it, and hence be happier. And remember, as tip number 1 said, happiness is an inside job. So grab the bull by the horns and just do one. Start your day without delay.
And there you have it. Some happiness top tips. And Christian, if you were to just do one of those things, which would you do?
Well, I quite like the make a happiness list. Because I'm quite a visual person, so I probably have lots of images on there as well. Then if I'm having a bit of a slum in the day, I can just look up, stick it on somewhere I would see, maybe on the back of my phone or above my computer, and then I can just pick one of the things off there and just do it.
Oh.
Helen.
Yes.
Now, if you were just to do one, which one would you be doing?
I would be doing the play, reminding myself to play and to have fun and to move and to sort of shift myself away and move round and dance and run round, all those things, because I just think that gives you a bit of energy and you can have a laugh whether you're at work, at home. So I intend to do a bit more of that.
Well, that is just magical. Well, thank you everybody for listening to our episode 2 of Jazz Up Your Day, Happiness. Soon to be coming is episode 3, which is on motivation. So watch this space. Thank you all for listening and
Just
do
do
one.
one.